feeding frenzy to make you go all out and look for restaurants. Now I have to look into a map for the restaurants. Speaking of which, I did realize that Chennai has the longest beach. But did you know that Chennai also happens to have a forest? Now the exact geographical position of that happens to be right here in Adyar. I can almost hear the birds chirping, the monkeys chattering and the waterfall flowing. Now it would be great to be dining out at that rainforest, don't you think? So why don't you join me for a culinary safari? Behind the facade of a fairly normal-looking apartment complex lies a tropical rainforest. As the big stone doors roll shut behind me, I'm immediately cut away from the world outside and transported into the tranquility of this rainforest. The sounds of the crickets, the flowing water, almost makes you feel like you're dining on the banks of a waterfall. Nobody would like to be disturbed while in the forest, and that's ensured by the cozy setting created by the hanging vines, the blooming flowers and tree branches. Well, I'm not gonna go hungry in this forest because the menu is a safari through Indian, Chinese, Oriental and continental cuisine. Now the names are very familiar, which is quite a comforting sight, especially when I'm seated in the midst of the water, the jungle and the sounds and God knows what else. A hungry traveller myself, I quenched my thirst with a steaming bowl of manchow soup and a plate of stir-fried dragon prawns. Familiar sights and sounds in a forest can make you feel a lot more comfortable and also make you feel like you're at home. Now the place has a lot of commonly ordered dishes, but what sets this place apart from the rest is its ability to put out such different cuisines and do them so well. The steaming hot bowl of soup was filled to the brim with a chicken broth, simmered with vegetables, egg white, minced chicken, lemongrass, ginger and garlic, topped off with some crispy fried curls of noodles. The name manchow soup actually comes from the name Manchuria in China. Now the original Chinese recipe has scallions made in the soup and it's a very bland recipe. Now also the Chinese believe that soup should be had as a last course and not the first course. And you know why? Because they think that the soup actually helps bring the food a lot faster to the stomach. Some food for thought there, huh? Now this manchow soup has very well cut vegetables and a lot of ginger put into it. And because of the ginger taste, it gives you that spiciness and it's a perfect way to warm you up when you're in the forest. Dragon prawns shimmered in the dull light of the forest and looked like a fresh catch, garnished with beautifully fried cashews, ready to be enjoyed, and so I did the honors. Now, the dragon prawns is a sweet and spicy taste. Actually, it reminds me a little bit about the gobi Manchurian dish that we get. The best part about this is you should eat it when it's hot. Myself more comfortable in the midst of nature or something like that, I thought to myself, what an ingenious idea this was to do. It's an ocean of choice for the main course, so I've decided to go with the flavors of Jamaica and try out the Jamaican jerk chicken and also a couple of European veggies in a vegetable stroganoff. Not as adventurous as myself, the menu also has a fine selection from the tandoor like the tandoori chicken. If you're a vegetarian, try the paneer jalfrezi, and if you love fish, the grilled fish of course. And for starters, children or adults alike, the fish fingers and baby corn fries are a good option. The rainforest is inviting to all and you don't need to just live on fruits. A good 4-course meal for two will cost you 500 rupees. What's similar between the Jamaicans and the Indians? Well, it's the use of hand-ground spices, which is what the Jamaican chicken is also about. Now, they've used the spice, rub it onto the chicken, and then cook it on a slow flame. The chicken is also served with rice, fries and steamed vegetables. The Russian recipe of beef stroganoff has a vegetarian twist with broccoli, mushrooms, beans and carrots mixed into a delicious sour cream sauce served with a mildly spiced rice. The portion size is a little large for me, but however, the flavors of the food are really nice and it is retained, although there are a few minor changes. I actually wish you were with me to sit down and accompany me with this meal. Now, honestly, I'm in no hurry to get back to the busy life up there, but you in the meantime can answer the competition question of this week, which is, which taste are humans most sensitive to? Is it A, sweet, B, bitter or C, salty? Send in your right answers to feedback at ndtv-hindu.com. The rainforest is definitely a place where you can have a one-of-a-kind meal. Now the crowds are crazy here and you can land up waiting for over an hour, so do remember to make your reservations early. So whether it is the tranquility of the forest or the wild animals strolling about, this is one forest where it's not very dangerous. Oh well, almost.
It's everywhere. And if a woman loses her piece, can I just do that last line?
Totally being caught from the fish.